Hello, and thank you for joining us today. You see, I'm a little bit more comfortable today. When you're doing active meditation, your yoga practice, exercises, you want to wear something that is comfortable, loose enough for you to work through. You don't want it too restrictive, especially if you're focusing on inflammation in the body, releasing tension, things like that. So today I went full comfortable. I have kind of loose pants that I can move freely in. They keep me warm. I like this shirt because I love mud runs, and I don't know if you know about obstacle course races, but Bone Frog is put on by Navy SEALs, and it was my first OCR race, so it always brings good memories to me. So sometimes we forget that even what we wear, what we wrap our bodies in, can impact us. So I always want it to be something comfortable, something relaxed, and something that makes me feel good. Today with active meditation, which is similar to a yoga practice, I'm going to focus on doing different squats and movements. A lot of meditation, we think we need to be silent or we have to be still, but realistically it's what you need. And for me, I'm a doer, so moving is very important to me. I sometimes struggle with sounds. Each one of us have our things that we struggle through. For me, sounds, I sometimes feel goofy or like somebody's gonna laugh at me. But when I'm on my own, I do make sounds. A lot of times it's almost like heavy breathing, or I remind myself of a train when I'm doing my breathing exercises. It's whatever you need to do, and if you're doing this on your own or watching the video and following along, it's whatever sound you feel comfortable with. A lot of people like ha's or ums, and those are dependent on what level you're at, what you're comfortable with. And I always like to kind of explore different things, because what may work for you isn't something that I may have in my video, or it may be exactly what I have. It could be something entirely different. Try things. If something comes to mind and you're like, oh, I don't know, try it. See how it makes you feel. I have noticed in my practice, those are huge breakthroughs. We always get in our heads a little bit about, well, what if I make a mistake? What if I do it wrong? Well, it's your meditation practice. You're not going to do it wrong as long as it feels good to you. And if it doesn't, you've learned that that's not something you want to do right now. It may be something that you come back to later on. And that is the beauty of self-care and meditation on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up. That way I can prepare for a squat. So again, loose, comfortable clothing, standing shoulder width apart. This is a good one to kind of get your blood flowing. If you get up too fast, you might get lightheaded. So take some breaths and pause through every position change. So we're gonna come down. I like doing a squat. Breathe here. Sometimes I imagine I'm a wind tunnel. All those things are okay. You can drop down a little bit more. If your heels come up, don't criticize yourself. That's where you're at right now. You can even put a block underneath your heel and just kind of rest. It will put you a little bit more on your toes. You can put a blanket under there, but this way you can sit more comfortably. I had to make sure the blocks were even because they looked a bit differently. You can push apart and breathe here. I have my thumb to my heart center, that way I can focus up on my thighs opening up. If you're not comfortable, try it without the blocks. If you are comfortable and relaxed into this position, great. For me, I hold a lot of shoulder tension. So I always make sure my chest is open, my shoulders are back and relaxed down. If it looks like it's easy, trust me, it's been years of practice. You'll get there too. All right, I'm gonna come up. You can join me. I tend to do each pose for about 3 good deep breaths. I like to focus on the out breath. That way I can breathe in more oxygen and I feel like I'm exchanging my air better that way. I also like to kind of go into a forward fold a little bit and hold the back of my legs. You can rock a little bit. Make sure you're breathing. And I'll twist and rock here. I'm noticing some tension in my calf, so I'll just kind of hold my toes and lift my feet up and kind of walk this way. I'm still noticing some, not as much. So I'll go into a wider stance and kind of shift. You don't want to hyperextend your knees. I have a slight bend in them and I'm just kind of moving back and forth. I can still feel some tension along my right side. If you watched my explaining meditation video, I talked about feeling that tension while I was rolling, while I was breathing in my meditation. So now I'm going to swing and just let it be heavy. Right there, I'm going to go back into that squat position. My knees, if your knees are sore, you might want to have a chair that you can kind of sit on the edge on to take some of the pressure. My heels are still up a little bit, but they're a bit more bouncy. So I'm going to shift kind of back and forth. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of crunching. If this is bothering your knees, sit on a chair and I'll show you how to do that. Let me grab the chair really fast. Okay. If you're on a chair, kind of sit on the edge so you can feel your seat bones. And I like to rock on my different seat bones. Kind of feel them moving up and down. You can kind of feel the knees or the legs and thighs extend. I'll bend down. I can feel that tension on that right side again. Just make sure you're breathing. I'm not really naming any of these poses because I'm just going with what feels right to me right now. Just take your time with it. If you need to pause the video, pause the video. If you feel like you need to swing your arms a little bit, like a helicopter, swing your arms. Really open everything up. See what feels good and normal to you. I'm going to swing this way. Make sure you're breathing. I kind of hit lower, so apparently I need a bit more movement. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my chair. You can continue to use one if you need to. I'm going to kind of swing around. Yeah, so my body wanted more extension. Sometimes I like to cross a leg here and really open up that way. It's a good balance practice. Make sure that you're doing the same thing on both sides. Really feel what's comfortable to you. If you need to go slower and really feel everything open up, bring it back, move it around, see how it actually feels to you. You never want to be afraid of moving on your own in your own meditation practice. It's yours. It's really what you make it. I like sometimes coming here. If you have a lot of tension in your shoulders or low back stuff, I like holding a strap about shoulder width apart, bringing that belly button in, tightening your glutes, and just leaning back, extending your neck and head. Really feel everything moving. Sometimes you'll start to sweat. Sometimes you feel lightheaded. Sometimes you just feel like you're breathing deeper, you're more alert and aware. Those are all good signs that you're feeling some releases physically, emotionally, and mentally. Those are great. Next, I like to, after I feel really warm, I I bring it back down. I center myself. Actually, I'll use the foam roller and just kind of position myself a little bit differently. Kind of lay back onto the foam roller and really open up my chest, kind of roll back and forth. I have it parallel to my spine so I can roll. I like wiggling a little bit. Kind of reminds me of when I was younger, embracing my inner child a little bit there, kind of rolling around. Another one I like that is a nice way to kind of bring it all back to center is gripping my thighs, rolling this way, breathing. And that actually feels really good on my spine. My spine feels a little bit sore today. I think holding so much tension, being stiff because I'm not moving as much as I used to. I like holding my feet and kind of rolling on my seat bones. If this is hard for you, you can use a strap around the feet and kind of let it balance you this way. I like to roll on my seat bones. So those are some of the noises that I mentioned earlier that just kind of makes you laugh at yourself and feel a little bit more relaxed, a bit better. And sometimes you'll notice, especially if you're going slow, which I really recommend if you're just starting your own meditation, is how with each one of those holds, you're gonna feel differently. Like when I had my feet and I was rolling that way, I felt goofy and was really embracing my inner child and having a lot of fun with it. When I was grabbing my thighs, it was more like, all right, I'm here to work. You can also grab your inner thighs. And this one also makes me kind of smile a little bit because it makes me feel goofy. I don't always know why, and you won't either, but notice how it makes you feel. That way, if you're needing to lighten up and laugh and enjoy things more, you can go to the positions that day that really help you laugh. I like child's pose a lot. So I'm gonna just kind of sit back, really, some of us call it moving our fat out of the way, like tucking it. Otherwise, you can bring belly button in to backbone, tighten your glutes a little bit, and just kind of walk it out. This one I really like to breathe. It helps me focus on center and coming in and relaxing. The tension that I felt earlier on my right side, it feels a lot looser. I feel more even with extending my arms forward. And then I just kind of recheck, see if there's anything else lingering. How does that breath feel? I move around, see what you notice. I have a little bit of tension in my shoulders, so I'm just going to stretch it out. This one's a good tricep stretch. My left tricep is a little bit tighter, so I'm noticing that, just kind of relaxing into it. I'm going to sway again, be that tree, a little bit of twist. Again, I'm always coming back to my core. Is it engaged so I have freedom of movement? Your core is your support. It's really your center of being, and it allows you to use your body in ways that you didn't even think were possible. For me, that feels a little bit better. I hope that is the same for you. If it's not, go back, watch it again, follow along, or continue your own practice with it today until you do feel better and more alert. It's again whatever you need today, right now. Thank you for following along.